Hi, it's Francine and I'm back with a new video for Create a Smile. This time I wanted to create a card using only a sentiment stamp and no stamped image. This is why I chose a German set called Los Ausflippen von Create a Smile. But no stamped image doesn't mean no coloring. I did a card a few days ago with mushrooms that I colored with Copic markers, and I had many questions about how I did that. This is why I got the idea to show you this in my video tutorial today. I used a mushroom design that I die cut with my Silhouette die cutting machine. The design is called Mushrooms by Cali Arroyo. And of course, I will link up to the file on the Silhouette online store. So if you have interest in getting these mushrooms, don't forget to check my blog at the end of this video. I glued my mushrooms to a piece of paper at first. I used a removable tape runner because I think it's easier to color the die cuts if you fix them before, because the paper is pretty thin and you had to be super careful to not tear it. So if you fix the paper before, you'll have no problem, and yes, I think it's a good idea. But be sure to use removable tape. I started with the cap of the mushrooms that I colored in red. I used R17, R27, R46 and R39. You know, as I told you many times, I don't have rules to color my images. And it's also true for this one. So I still go back and forth with the different shades. But for me, Copic works best with the wet on wet technique. So I always started by coloring the base with the lightest color, which is here R17, and then I switched to the darkest color, which is R39. Then I added my medium shades, so this is R46 and R27, and I blended the medium shades with the lightest marker R17. Once it was done, I did exactly the same with the stems. I used W7, W5, W4, W3 and W1. I'm not sure if you really can see it on this video, but I always apply ink in a flicking motion. That means that I color in small circles, or that I flick where the two colors meet to blend them together. At last I colored the grass, and I used G21, YG63, 93 and 99. And again I did short flicks. I started from the bottom of the border to the top, and I worked very quickly. After I finished coloring, I decided to add white dots on top of the cap. I used this white gel pen. This is really the best gel pen for me. I tried many different pens that never worked, but this one is absolutely perfect. I added spots randomly, some bigger ones, smaller ones, here and there. The next step was to stamp the sentiment, and I chose the Mach mal Pause, which means have a break or take a break in German. I changed my mind and I decided to fix the die cut first. So for this step, I mostly use a tape runner and not liquid glue, because if I'm not happy with the layout, I can remove it. But if you use liquid glue, once it's dry, and you can't remove it again. I also used the T-ruler to get the die cut perfectly straight. I stamped the sentiment with black ink from Hero Arts, and I used the Stamper Magic to get the exact placement. I also added foam pads to the smaller mushrooms to make them pop more. I think it gives a great dimension to the card. That's the end of the video. I hope you got inspired and you will give it a try. You can check my blog for more information and the supply list. Thanks for stopping by and see you soon again with the next video. Bye!